tea, I believe.
Let's talk about fermented foods in general, yogurts, all that sort of shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
you always told me eat it as a condiment. Like I remember when we first did our consults, you're like, these things are always condiments that you have them on the side. It's not meant to be eaten in shit tons. So if you have a little, I don't know, like a curry, and you might have a little side of yogurt with the banana and the coconut. Like it's not, sorry, keep going.
It's our mindset, our Western health food mindset. If a little bit of something's good, then a lot must be better. And then we go overboard on everything. Same with fermented foods, absolutely. But anything that's been lacto fermented, which is generally, the kombuchas, the yogurts, all those sort of things, it's more lactic acid. And lactic acid is something produced by our cells in stress. So to want to ingest more of it on top of that kind of doesn't make sense to me. And when you consider too that things like sauerkraut, which, has had a bit of a resurgence in the health field, and every second person's buying all their sauerkraut, making sauerkraut, and eating bowls of sauerkraut. If you look at the Germans culturally that have had sauerkraut in their diet for, hundreds, if not more years, they never eat it raw. Like if you go to Eastern Europe, they cook sauerkraut till it's soft and mushy. They don't sit here having bowls of crunchy, acidic sauerkraut. It's kind of crazy. And I guess it's the reason why you're using it as well. So if you're using kombucha because you feel like it fires up your digestion, you're just using it as a Band-Aid. You've got to address, why is my stomach acid so low? And that's generally because thyroid's down, and that should be manufacturing robust, acidic, fiery stomach acid that breaks down your proteins. So if you feel that much different digestively with a little bit of kombucha or sauerkraut and whatever it may be, you're not really addressing the root cause of low stomach acid. And it might help initially just to help you get through or get some things down, but over time it's that accumulation of lactic acid, which is just going to be more detrimental than anything.
So would you say, like, Emma, because I've been to the supermarket sometimes, and because I've got a pretty robust metabolism and digestion, every now and then I'll have one. There's this like drink there that's like a kombucha fermented. It's just like this ginger and lemon, which I really like it. Sometimes I've gone to the shops, I've been really thirsty, and I'll have one, but I'll have one like every 3 months. So I think it's, again, person dependent, right? Like you got a good metabolism and you have one of these drinks, it's not going to fucking kill you. Like,
no.
But you don't need to drink them every day. Like, I think people go to extremes.
And absolutely. And I think if someone has got a good, strong metabolism, they've got great bowels moving things along, they don't really present with any, signs of excessive inflammation, for example, then a little bit of that's not going to be the problem. But it's the context of what is the body we're putting it into. And if they're already riddled with inflammation and they're hypermetabolic and they've got accumulated bacteria, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, and then they're downing all of this, it's really not going to help. If not, it's going to hinder. And it's quite depleting of blood sugar levels too, because your liver still has to convert this lactic acid back into, so that's the process too. That's more burden on the liver. So it's relative to the person, absolutely. And traditionally, a lot of kombucha, I believe, correct me if someone might know more about kombucha, but was more of an acetic acid base, so based off of vinegar fermentation rather than lacto fermentation. So that might have a little bit more benefit and less downside than more the conventional ones that are, more available. So, and
actually, why I've got, I was going to say why I've got on that topic, because it's sort of similar question. What about people ask this all the time: green teas and herbal teas?
If you ask me personally, not from a health mind perspective or anything, I just think they all taste like urine. Like, they're just, personally, taste-wise, they're just horrible. But I used to, going back years ago when I was at university, I worked in a tea shop. And I used to have to sell the herbal teas and talk them up and everything. And I'd be going, oh. But if you find them delicious to you and they literally make you happy, then I would keep them in your life. Like, it's not a huge problem. It's just if you are having really strong, certain herbal concoctions can be a little bit more, I suppose, almost estrogenic in nature, depending on which herb you're infusing. But your generic herbal teas, I wouldn't have a problem. I wouldn't drink them assuming.
What about green tea though?
Sorry.
What about green tea?
Yeah, look, there's certain compounds that are helpful, but keep in mind too.
Sorry, start again about the green teas, because like you have a look on Rob's website and have a bit of raised reads saying, oh look, don't drink heaps of green tea.
Yeah, look, I don't see much validity to it for health, really. I think you can get a lot more bang for your buck from a lot of other things. But if you really enjoy it, I wouldn't see it as a huge problem. It depends on the person. And
just don't go crazy.
Yeah, look,
drink 10 cups a day.
Yeah, and it can actually contain a fair bit of caffeine. So it's that thing again too, where caffeine can be beneficial, but without enough sugar, because it's kind of, will charge up your system and deplete your stored sugars. That could put you in a deficit, and you don't tend to put sugars in green tea, whereas you can add sugar to your coffee quite easily.
Okay, cool.